My girlfriend's final message before she died in the line of duty. Lin Mo, 3 generations of my family have served as police officers. We have devoted our lives to the country. Now, my identity has been exposed. They will come after you for revenge. To keep you safe, I have to leave. Then came the terrible news that not a trace of her remains was left. I broke down again and again, until the last time I jumped into a river. A woman in military uniform saved me. The instant I saw her face clearly, I froze where I stood. She looked so much like Shen Yue. They could have been carved from the same mold. Even the beauty mark at the corner of her eye was in exactly the same place. From that day on, Mikai's face became my only reason to live. I used every means possible and finally married her. On our wedding night, she stood by the window, staring blankly all night. Jia An is the only one in my heart. You are only my husband in name. I nodded calmly. Me too. In the days that followed, I watched helplessly as she gave all her tenderness to Jia An. I even gave him my chances for promotion and every advanced training slot I had. When Jia An caught a minor cold, Mikai canceled all her commitments, stayed at the hospital, and cared for him herself. She even made me deliver 3 meals every day, on time. Everyone was convinced that I would never leave Mikai. Until, while preparing a nutritious meal for Jia An, I suddenly got a call from Shen Yue's comrade. Lin Mo, it's me, old Shen. An excited voice came through the phone. Shen Yue isn't dead. She's alive. She's at the Nanshang military district. The doctors say she should wake up in a few days. The receiver slipped from my hand. My ears were ringing. I don't know how long passed before I picked up the receiver with trembling hands. Once I take care of things here, I'll come right away. After I hung up, belated, wild joy surged through me like a tidal wave. I had to end this marriage immediately and race to the woman I truly loved. When I reached the civil affairs office, it was nearly closing time. The clerk on duty was packing up. When she saw me enter, she straightened up. What can I help you with? I want to file for a contested divorce. The clerk paused in surprise. On what grounds? Irreconcilable differences. She is someone she has never gotten over. The love of her life. I hesitated. The clerk looked sympathetic. She immediately handed me a form. Fill this out. Once approved, the divorce will be final within 10 business days. When I carefully completed the form and handed it back, I felt completely relieved. The weight crushing my heart for years suddenly vanished. I even wanted to drink myself senseless. After receiving her confirmation, I let out a long breath. I headed home with a light step, but my good mood vanished the moment I reached my front door. Before I even entered, I smelled something burning. When I pushed open the door, thick smoke hit me in the face. It made me cough violently. In the kitchen, Mikai stood at the stove, her face dark with anger. Jia An sat on the couch, his face twisted in pain. Ointment covered his hand. Where were you? Mikai demanded harshly. You left without even turning off the stove. Jia An burned his hand putting out the fire. Only then did I remember how excited I had been when I got that call. I had forgotten the soup simmering on the stove. I had an emergency. I opened my mouth. What emergency could you possibly have? That is more important than cooking at home? Mikai sneered. In her eyes, I was a man who loved her so deeply that I'd lost myself. I was supposed to stay home every day, waiting for her to return, taking care of the man she loved most, and being a proper military spouse. That was who I used to be. But things were different now. I was about to tell her about Shen Yue, but stopped myself abruptly. I could not tell her now and risk complications. I had to wait until the divorce was approved. Seeing me stay silent, Mikai grew even angrier. You made a mistake, so you will be punished. Go stand outside. All night. Jia An spoke with feigned concern. Rain is forecast tonight. Lin Mo will get sick standing outside all night. He is a military spouse. How can he be unable to endure even this much hardship? Mikai did not even look at me. If it were not for his carelessness, your hand would not have been burned. I understood. The second half was what truly mattered. I said nothing. I silently turned and went into the yard. The autumn rain came quickly. First, a few drops. Then it grew heavier and heavier. It pelted my face painfully. I stood in the rain. Through the window, I could see inside. Mikai was carefully applying ointment to Jia An's hand. Her brows were tightly furrowed, as though she were holding something precious. Jia An said something. She shook her head and reached out to stroke his cheek. That gesture left me dazed for a moment. Many years ago, Shen Yue used to ruffle my hair just like that. We were still at the military academy then. After I failed an assessment, I hid on the field and cried. Shen Yue found me. She did not say a word. She only gently rubbed my hand. Don't cry, she said with a smile. I'll teach you. And she really did teach me for 3 whole months, until I ranked first in the entire department. At the celebration banquet, she secretly took my hand beneath the table. My Lin Mo is amazing, she whispered. Rainwater mixed with my tears and ran into my mouth. It tasted bitter and salty. I looked at Mikai's profile inside the house. For a fleeting moment, I saw Shen Yue again. They looked far too alike. Guide, sometimes I cannot tell the two of you apart. Jia and suddenly pushed Mikai away. Don't do that. Lin Mo will be hurt if he sees us. What if he makes a scene and demands a divorce? Mikai glanced out the window. Her tone was indifferent. I told him before we married that you are the one I love. Even if he knows, he will deal with it himself. She paused. Her voice was utterly certain. As for divorce, even if everyone else in the world got divorced, he never would. Hearing that, I suddenly curled my lips. She was wrong. So terribly wrong. The rain fell harder and harder. My clothes had long since been soaked through. They clung to my body, freezing to the bone. My consciousness began to fade. The world kept going dark before my eyes. Yet I stubbornly remained standing. Until dawn paled the horizon, I finally could not hold on any longer. I collapsed heavily. Before I lost consciousness, I felt someone lift me into their arms. A warm towel brushed across my face. The touch was so gentle. I instinctively grabbed that hand and murmured, you're back. That hand suddenly went rigid. The next second, Mikai's icy voice came from above me. Who is you? My eyes flew open. I met Mikai's probing gaze. My heart skipped a beat. I forced myself to stay calm. I was just talking in my sleep. Mikai stood beside the bed, looking down at me. Her brows were slightly furrowed. She did not know anyone named you, so she assumed it was just a random name I had said in my sleep. She gave it no further thought. She reached over and felt my forehead. Once she confirmed my fever had broken, she said flatly, get up and change your clothes. Jian has a performance at the arts troupe today. He gave you a ticket to thank you for making him soup before. I lowered my lashes, hiding the emotion in my eyes. I did not want trouble before the divorce was approved, so I obediently nodded. Then I got up to change. On the way to the arts troupe, Mikai suddenly hit the brakes. She stopped outside a flower shop. She opened the car door and headed straight into the shop. Through the car window, I saw her standing before the flower display. Her slender fingers lightly brushed the petals. In the end, she chose a bouquet of moth orchids. They were Jia's favorite flowers. She even chose pale purple wrapping paper, because Jia had once said, purple was the color of romance. I watched quietly, without a ripple in my heart. Once, to get close to Mikai, I had studied every one of her preferences. I knew she was cold and distant. I knew she was meticulous. I knew she never did anything without purpose. But it turned out, she, too, would carefully choose flowers for someone. Mikai returned to the car holding the bouquet. I turned to look out the window. The streetscape rushed backward, just like my place in her life all these years. Always nothing more than the background. At the arts troupe entrance, the moment Jian saw Mikai, his eyes lit up. He wore his stage costume, like a fluttering butterfly, and leaped straight into Mikai's arms. The corner of Mikai's lips lifted slightly. She handed him the flowers. Good luck with the performance. Jian accepted the bouquet, his smile bright. Why did you spend so much again? Mikai said nothing. She only smoothed the hair at his temple. The two chatted intimately, oblivious to everyone around them, until Jian caught sight of me standing nearby. Only then did he give me a perfunctory nod. As a greeting, I did not care. I turned to head for the audience seats. Just then, a television reporter approached with a camera on his shoulder. Comrade Jia, may we interview you? Jia nodded with a sweet smile. The reporter asked the usual questions about the performance. Then his gaze fell on Mikai's flowers. His eyes brightened. This must be your partner, right? You have such a successful career, and such a thoughtful partner too. The reporter held the microphone out to her. As Comrade Shia's partner, what would you like to say to him before he takes the stage? Mikai took the microphone. Her gaze rested on Jian. Her voice was low and resolute. In my heart, you will always be the brightest star. Go and soar without fear. No matter what happens, I'll always have your back. I stood in the corner. In a daze. I remembered years ago, when Shen Yue had said the same thing to me. After the performance, Jian held Mikai in his arms. Why did you not deny it just now? We are clearly not that kind of couple. He gave me a meaningful look. Lin Mo is still here. He must be heartbroken after hearing that. Should you go comfort him? Only then did Mikai look at me. Her gaze was indifferent. Do not mind him. She took Jian's hand and left. They had just reached backstage, when, in a split second, I saw a dark shadow flash past. A chandelier came crashing straight toward Jian. Without hesitation, Mikai rushed onto the stage. She tackled Jian to the ground, shielding him firmly with her body. The chandelier struck her back. Glass shards flew everywhere, instantly staining her uniform red. The scene erupted into chaos. Before long, Mikai and Jian were rushed into surgery. After signing his family, I was about to leave, when a nurse stopped me. Commander Mi has been calling your name. Please go see her quickly. I froze for a moment, then went into the operating room. Mikai's face was pale, her forehead covered in cold sweat. Yet she was exceptionally alert. She grabbed my wrist. Her voice came in broken breaths. Take care of Jian. I do not know when I will wake up. He is afraid of the dark and timid. You must not leave his side. Looking at her anxious face, I suddenly remembered Shen Yue had been the same. When my fever would not break, she watched over me for 3 days and nights, her eyes red. She even called in favors to bring in an expert from the provincial capital. When someone is in love, it seems everyone gives everything they have. I nodded. Over the next few days, I barely slept for 3 days and nights. I moved mechanically between the 2 hospital rooms, wiping Mikai's face and adjusting Jian's for drip. Everyone praised me as the model family member. Only I knew I was merely waiting for the divorce papers. In the final days that followed, Mikai suddenly stirred in her hospital bed. I quickly set down the towel, but the first thing she said when she opened her eyes was, "Where is Jian?" After days without sleep, dark circles shadowed my eyes. I answered calmly that he was awake. He is in the next room. Mikai frowned. Did I not tell you to stay with him? Why are you here with me? When Mikai saw my silence, her tone turned colder. He is afraid of the dark and physically frail. How could you leave him alone? You cannot even handle this. So, what good are you? As she spoke, she shoved me hard. She threw off the covers and tried to get out of bed. Caught off guard, I staggered back several steps. My forehead slammed into the corner of the table. Sharp pain struck instantly. Warm liquid slowly ran down my temple. Mikai strode away without looking back. She did not even notice I was injured. I braced myself on the table, stood slowly, and wiped away the blood. Then I silently walked to the nurse's station. The divorce approval was nearly here. After my wound was treated, I went home and began packing. At the back of the closet was a cardboard box. Inside were all the gifts I had given Mikai over the years, neatly arranged. The watch from her birthday last year. Its face was coated in dust. The fountain pen from our anniversary 2 years ago. She had not even opened the ink cartridge. The sweater I secretly bought for our first wedding anniversary. The tag was still attached. I threw them all into the trash. After 2 days of packing, the phone rang. Mikai's voice came through the receiver. Come to the hospital. Pack my things. I am being discharged. I gave a quiet hum of acknowledgement. I took my coat and left. At the parking lot, I had just put the luggage in the Jeep's trunk when the guard rushed over. Comrade Jia is being harassed by the woman his mother set him up with. Mikai's expression changed instantly. She slammed on the accelerator, and the Jeep shot off like an arrow. The force threw me against my seat. I could not help saying, "Slow down." But Mikai ignored me. The Jeep screeched to a stop outside Jian's house. The tires shrieked against the ground. Mikai practically leaped from the Jeep. Her military boots struck the stone path, thudding sharply. I clung to the car door, my vision repeatedly going dark. Not far away, I saw a heavily made-up woman, gripping Jian's wrist, trying to drag him outside. Jian's white shirt had been pulled into a wrinkled mess. Tear tracks streaked his face. Mikai shouted, then rushed over in a few strides, and slapped the woman across the face. The woman staggered back, her cheek instantly red and swollen. Jian clung to Mikai's slender shoulders, trembling nonstop. My mother insisted I go on a blind date. I do not like her. You are the only one in my heart. Mikai held him tightly, her gaze terrifyingly dark. Do not be afraid. I will take you to see your mother right now. Holding Jian, she turned and left. Dizzy and disoriented, I was about to follow, when the blind date grabbed me. Who is that woman to you? She stole my husband. Then she owes me a man. You will do. My whole body went rigid. Struggling, I shouted Mikai. But Mikai was already in the jeep with Jia and in her arms. She never even looked back. The engine roared. The jeep began to move. I struggled desperately, stumbling after the jeep. I even lost one of my shoes. A dull thud sounded. Agonizing pain tore through me, and I was sent flying. I crashed hard onto the stone steps by the road. Blood instantly spread beneath me, across the dusty gray pavement, forming a wide, glaring red stain. The black sedan sped away, its exhaust mixing with dust and blurring my fading vision. I lay in a pool of blood, watching the bright blue sky slowly grow dark. When I woke again, cold sweat still clung to my forehead. The pain in my ribs made even breathing a careful effort. Mikai's guard stood beside the bed. Seeing that I was awake, he immediately stepped forward and said in an official tone, "The situation was urgent. The commander did not mean to hit you with the car. The doctor examined you. You only have broken ribs. Your life is not in danger. The commander has already assigned someone to care for you. Focus on recovering. I will go report the situation." The guard turned and left. His footsteps faded down the hall. I lay in bed, my fingers clutching the sheets tightly. The pain made even my fingertips tremble. Only to broken ribs. My lips twisted, and I laughed at myself. Even if I had been killed, in Mikai's eyes, it still would not matter as much as a single tear from Jian. Luckily, I do not love her. Otherwise, how much would it hurt? During the days I recovered, I stayed so quiet. I was like a ghost. No one came to see me. Mikai never appeared either. I was not surprised. I simply took my medicine on time each day, until the doctor said I could leave the hospital. The day I was discharged, I did not go straight home. Instead, I went to the department store. I was going to see Shen Yue. I needed to bring her a gift. I carefully chose a lady's watch, a fountain pen, and perfume. Each was in a style Shen Yue used to like. As I paid, I felt unusually lighthearted. I did not even notice someone approaching behind me. "Why are you buying me so many things?" A cool female voice suddenly sounded behind me. I turned and saw Mikai standing behind me, her brows slightly furrowed. Her gaze fell on the many bags in my hands. "I already have these things. You do not need to buy them for me." Her tone remained cold, but something complicated flickered in her eyes. She had not expected that after she ran me over, she abandoned me in the hospital without a second thought. The first thing I did after discharge was buy her gifts. He actually loved me that much. I opened my mouth, about to explain that the gifts were not for her. But the clerk came over just then. She brought out the items Mikai had ordered in advance and set them on the counter. A man's tie, a bottle of cologne, and a razor. They were all styles Jia and liked. I glanced at them, then looked away without expression. Mikai saw me looking at the items, and for some reason, added, "These have to be ordered in advance. If you like them, I will buy you some next time." I smiled. "No need. There will not be a next time. I will be leaving soon." Mikai frowned. She seemed surprised by my response, but ultimately said nothing. On the way back, Mikai offered to drive me home for the first time ever. As we reached my door, the mailman handed me an envelope. I opened it and found a train ticket to Nanchang. Mikai casually glanced at it. Then her expression shifted. "Why did you buy a train ticket?" "To see someone very important," I answered calmly. Mikai paused. She thought I was returning to my hometown, and her tone softened. "When are you leaving?" "Next week. I will have someone prepare things for you to take home." She said it lightly. "I will not go with you. Military duties are keeping me too busy. Since we got married, she had never once accompanied me home. I never cared before. It was better that she did not go, so the truth would not be exposed. Now that I was leaving, I cared even less." I only nodded and said nothing more. But just as I turned to go inside, my ankle twisted, and I pitched forward. Mikai reacted quickly. She grabbed my wrist and pulled me back. Caught off guard, I collided with her. My cheek brushed her chin. We both froze. "What are you doing?" A deep voice suddenly rang out. Jia stood not far away, his eyes rimmed red, staring at us viciously. Mikai let go of me almost instantly. There was rare panic in her voice. "Nothing happened. He almost fell. I just helped him." With that, She picked up the thing she had bought for Jia and hurried toward his room. Her retreating figure even looked flustered. I rubbed my aching wrist, about to go inside, but Jia suddenly blocked my way. He gritted his teeth. Didn't you say you didn't need her love? So, what does seducing her now mean? You can't keep pretending anymore, can you? He sneered. You love her so much. You finally couldn't resist trying to steal her. I let out a weary sigh. You're overthinking it. That was just an accident. Jia did not believe me at all. His gaze was cold and sinister. Lin Mo, just you wait. He rammed his shoulder into mine. Then he stormed off. As usual, I made dinner. I had just carried a bowl of chicken soup out of the kitchen. When Jia came toward me, he reached out to take it. Let me help you. I stepped aside to avoid him. No need. But Jia would not let it go. He insisted on grabbing it. As we struggled over it, he suddenly cried out. His body fell backward. Chicken soup spilled all over him. The bowl hit the floor and shattered into pieces. Hearing the commotion, Mikai immediately rushed over. What happened? I was about to speak when Jia raised his arm and pointed at me. Lin Mo, I know you don't like me living here, but you can't deliberately push me. I stared at him in disbelief. I push you? You clearly threw yourself down on purpose. Mikai cut me off sharply. Her eyes were ice-cold. Harming Jia wasn't enough for you. Now you're slandering him too? I've known him for years. I know exactly what kind of person he is. She immediately called over the guards. What is the punishment for deliberately harming a military dependent? The guard glanced at me and hesitated before answering. By regulation, 20 lashes. Confinement in the labor camp and written self-criticism. Carry it out. Mikai gave the order coldly. She did not even look at me. When two guards came forward and seized me, I actually smiled. My smile was so calm. I did not even struggle. I only gave Mikai one long, deep look. That look made Mikai's heart tremble for no reason. But she quickly looked away and focused on examining Jia-un's burns. Sister Mikai, I'm fine. Jia-un's eyes reddened, his voice trembling. Don't be too hard on Lin Mo. Mikai said nothing. She only gently patted the back of his hand. I was dragged to the punishment yard in the rear courtyard. Rough hemp rope bound my wrist and secured me to a wooden post. When the first lash fell, I bit through my lip. The whip's crack through the air was terrifying. The clothes across my back were quickly torn open, revealing skin covered in wounds. I gritted my teeth, refusing to cry out. 10 lashes, 15. Every lash burned like fire. My mind began to blur. Darkness pulsed across my vision, but I never begged for mercy. I only counted the lashes in silence. After the 20th lash, I was limp as a rag. When the guard untied the ropes, I collapsed straight onto my knees. Can you still walk? The guard asked with a frown. I braced myself against the ground and slowly stood. My back burned with pain. Blood ran down my spine, staining my trouser legs red. But I only said calmly, I can. I was taken to the labor camp and thrown into a dark, damp room. Paper and a pen sat on the table. A hard wooden bed stood in the corner. You cannot leave until you finish your self-criticism. The guard left me with those words, then locked the door and left. With trembling hands, I picked up the pen, only to find my fingers were too stiff to hold it. I took a deep breath and forced myself to write one word at a time. I recognized my mistake. I should not have harmed Comrade Jian. After writing a few lines, I suddenly crumpled the paper into a ball. How ridiculous. Why should I repent for something I never did? The warden pushed the door open and saw the crumpled paper on the floor. He gave a cold laugh. You won't admit your mistake. Then stay locked up. For 3 days and 3 nights, I was confined in that windowless room. I wrote self-criticism after self-criticism, but everyone was rejected. Eventually, I went numb. I mechanically wrote words I did not mean, just so I could get out sooner. At dawn on the 4th day, when the labor camp gates finally opened, I staggered outside. The sunlight was so harsh I could barely open my eyes. I had lost a great deal of weight. My face was pale as paper. I dragged my heavy feet home. Every step pulled at the wounds on my back, making cold sweat pour down my face. Lin Mo, you're back. Jia stood at the door and said sarcastically, how were the last few days? I ignored him and walked straight inside. Don't be so cold. Jia suddenly grabbed my wrist, pressing right on my wound. Since you've already been punished, I'll forgive you. I bought some movie tickets. Let's go together. I sucked in a sharp breath from the pain and violently shook off his hand. Lin Mo, Mikai's voice came from behind me. Jia N is generously trying to make peace. And you're still putting on airs. I turned around and saw Mikai standing cold-faced at the stairs. I suddenly felt exhausted. Too exhausted even to explain myself. I'll go, I said softly. At the cinema, Mikai took care of Jia and the entire time. When she bought popcorn, she specifically chose his favorite caramel flavor. She whispered explanations of the plot in his ear, and even carefully wiped ice cream from the corner of his mouth. What a loving couple. The audience in the back whispered among themselves. She's so dashing and thoughtful. That man is so lucky. Jia blushed and leaned into Mikai's arms. I sat beside them, like I was invisible. I stared at the big screen, but my thoughts drifted far away. In 3 days, I would receive the divorce papers. Then I could finally leave this place for good, and go to the person I truly loved. On the cinema screen, the climactic scene of a romance was playing. The audience was completely absorbed in the film. A shrill alarm tore through the darkness. Fire! Thick smoke poured from the projection room. Flames spread rapidly. The crowd instantly erupted into chaos. Mikai rose almost on instinct and grabbed Jia-eun's hand. She did not look back at me. I was sitting in the back row. When the crowd shoved me to the floor, my knee slammed against the hard steps. The pain made my vision go black. When I struggled to my feet, the theater was already in chaos. I staggered toward the exit, but froze when I touched my bare neck. The necklace was gone. Shen Yue had given it to me. Her photograph was hidden inside. My necklace. My face went deathly pale. I turned to rush back inside. It's too dangerous in there. A rescue worker stopped me. I dropped something. It was a gift from the woman I love. I have to get it back. My voice trembled. Mikai heard the commotion from afar. She turned and saw me desperately trying to rush back in. Her brows furrowed. She strode over and grabbed my hand. It's too dangerous in there. No possession is worth more than your life. Wait until the fire is out, then look for it. If we can't find it, I'll buy you an identical one. I had no time to explain. I forcefully shook off her hand, while she was unprepared, and charged straight into the flames. Lin Mo. Mikai's face changed instantly. She immediately ran in after me. The blaze was fierce. The thick smoke stung so badly we could not open our eyes. Mikai searched through the wreckage, and finally found me beside overturned seats. I was kneeling on the floor, clutching a silver chain tightly in both hands. My face was covered in soot, yet I smiled in relief. A burning beam suddenly crashed down and struck my back with full force. Lin Mo. When Mikai rushed over, she could only catch my collapsing body. Outside the operating room, the doctor handed Mikai the blood-stained necklace. The patient kept clutching this. We could barely get it from his hands. There seems to be a photograph of you inside. That is why we gave it to you. Mikai froze. She opened the necklace's hidden clasp. Inside was a yellowed photograph. The woman in the photograph had her arm around a boy. They stood beneath cherry trees at the military academy, smiling brightly. When was this taken? Mikai stared at the photograph, but could not remember ever taking such a picture with Lin Mo. But the woman in the photograph had the same eyes, brows, and facial contours as Mikai. Even the beauty mark at the corner of her eye was exactly like Mikai's. She clenched the necklace tightly. Her chest felt inexplicably heavy. He loves me this deeply. For a single photograph of us, he was willing to risk his life. When I woke, my first instinct was to reach for my neck. My necklace. I bolted upright, pulling at the wound on my back, and drawing a sharp breath from the pain. Where is the necklace? My voice was hoarse, and my eyes were red. Mikai sat by the bed and coldly handed me the necklace. I received it like a priceless treasure. I pressed it tightly to my chest. Silent tears streamed down my face. All for one photograph. You nearly gave up your life. Mikai's voice was hoarse. Is it really that important? My heart tightened. I never expected Mikai to see the photograph, but from her expression, she seemed to have mistaken Shen Yue for herself. It's important. It's my life, I said softly. In the years since Shen Yue left, this photograph was all that kept me going. Mikai looked at me with complicated emotions, deeply shaken. Everything I had done for her over the years. She had seen it all. She would always love only Jia-en. She could never love anyone else. Yet I was her husband, and she would never return my feelings. She slowly reached out and wiped the tears from my face. Over the next few days, Mikai stayed at the hospital with me for once. She bought me the best supplements, hired the best caregiver, and even fed me herself. A week later, Mikai took me home for a family dinner. At the dinner table, Mikai's father suddenly asked, "When are you planning to have children?" To my surprise, Mikai nodded. "We're preparing for it." I stared at her in disbelief. On the way home, I finally asked, "Don't you love Jian? If you and I have a child, won't he be angry?" I could never have a child with him. Mikai kept her eyes ahead, her tone calm. "I know you love me deeply, but I will never love you. I can't leave you trapped in a sexless marriage, so having your child is the best compensation I can offer." She paused. "I'll talk Jian into it. Tomorrow is my ovulation day. I'll come home early. Let's make up for the wedding night we never had." I clenched my fingers and said nothing. "There is no need to make it up. The divorce papers will arrive tomorrow. I'm leaving." As usual, Mikai went to regimental headquarters. I followed behind her and left the house. I went to the civil affairs office. With the newly approved divorce papers in hand, I went straight to the military arts troop to find Jian. When Jian saw me, his face still held surprise. "What are you doing here?" I said bluntly. "Mikai should have told you that she plans to have my child." Jian's face instantly turned pale. His fingers gripped the doorframe tightly. "Did you come to gloat?" I shook my head. "I don't want this child. You should go in my place." Jian's eyes widened. He stared at me as if I were insane. "What are you talking about? I've noticed your parents have softened over the years. If you have a child with Mikai, perhaps they'll agree to let you be together," I said calmly. Jian bit his lip. Conflict flashed in his eyes. In the end, he nodded. "I do love Sister Mikai, but I don't want to be the other man." "You're not the other man." I took the divorce papers from my bag. "Mikai and I are already divorced." It was there in black and white. The bright red official seal was impossible to miss. Jian accepted them with trembling hands and looked up in disbelief. "When did you file for this? Didn't you love her?" I faintly curled my lips. I never had feelings for her. "Why?" Jian asked urgently. "Then why did you marry her? Why endure so much hurt and injustice?" I did not answer. I only glanced at my watch. "Get ready. Mikai will be home tonight. This is your best chance to be together." Jian gritted his teeth. Conflict flashed in his eyes. In the end, he nodded. Night fell. Mikai came home on time. When she opened the door, she saw me sitting by the bed. The dim bedside lamp cast a soft glow over my profile. "I'm home," she said awkwardly, thinking about what she had planned for tonight. Her gaze turned bashful. I looked up, a faint smile on my lips. "Go take a shower first." Mikai nodded and headed into the bathroom. Once the water began to run, I quietly switched off the bedside lamp. The room fell into darkness, save for a sliver of light beneath the bathroom door. I crept to the guest room and knocked on Jian's door. Jian quickly opened it, his face still uneasy. "Are you really willing to give up Sister Mikai for me?" he asked softly, his voice full of disbelief. I pressed the divorce papers into his hand. "I wish you both happiness." Once Jian slipped beneath the covers, I gave this home one final look, then left with my suitcase without looking back. "May we never meet again, Mikai. I'm going to find the person I truly love." Water continued rushing in the bathroom. Jian still could not believe it. I had simply given Mikai to him. Everything I had done these past years had looked like the actions of someone deeply in love with Mikai. I had even accepted that Mikai did not love me. The thought stirred something in Jian's heart. He glanced again at the divorce papers in the drawer. After confirming the names were correct, excitement surged through him. No matter what, once tonight was over, he and Mikai could finally be together, as they should be. The water in the bathroom stopped. Jian hurried under the covers and turned off the light. In the pitch-black room, Mikai could not see a thing. She instinctively reached for the light. When a muffled voice said, "Don't turn it on," Mikai's hand paused. Perhaps that was for the best. Lin Mo was never the one she loved. Why look at his face? Wearing only a bath towel, she climbed onto the bed. She lifted the covers and awkwardly embraced the person beneath her. But as their kiss deepened, and she heard his restrained breaths, Lin Mo's face inexplicably appeared in her mind. What expression would Lin Mo have right now? Thinking of how much Lin Mo loved her, how he had risked his life for a single photograph, she wondered how much love Lin Mo would be feeling now. At that thought, Mikai felt an unfamiliar sensation rise in her heart, as though she were anticipating something. She told herself, they were trying for a baby anyway. If she did not conceive this time, they would surely have to try several more times. Would they have to do it in the dark every time? Having convinced herself She stopped. I'll turn on the light. She thought Lin Mo would be overjoyed, but the figure suddenly grabbed her hand, not letting her get down. His voice sounded strange, with a trace of Jia-en's tone. Mi Kai frowned, sensing something was wrong. Did Lin Mo's voice sound like that? Ignoring the person beneath her trying to stop her, she got up and switched on the light. The room was suddenly flooded with light. Then she saw it. The person in bed was not Lin Mo. It was Jia-en. He hid his body beneath the covers, his eyes darting away. Mi Kai could not believe it. Why was Jia-en in her room? She blurted it out. Why are you here? Where is Lin Mo? Perhaps feeling her tone was too harsh, Mi Kai added, Lin Mo is still the spouse of a service member. If word of this gets out, my reputation will be ruined. Wrapped in the covers, Jia-en did not catch the oddness in her words. He said softly, I understand your concern, but Lin Mo is no longer a military spouse. That is why I came in his place. Now that you see it is me, aren't you happy? Mi Kai did not understand what Jia-en meant. What did he mean? Lin Mo was no longer a military spouse. They had only seen each other not long ago. But Jia-en noticed Mi Kai's confusion. He took the divorce papers I had given him from the drawer and handed them to her. You do not know about this, Sister Mi Kai. You and Lin Mo are already divorced. You have no ties to each other anymore. Mi Kai felt as though she had been struck by lightning. The fact that Lin Mo had divorced her shocked her more deeply than Jia-en sleeping with her ever could. She snatched the divorce papers from Jia-en's hand and flipped them open. But the names Lin Mo and Mi Kai on the page made her freeze. Lin Mo had truly divorced her, without her ever knowing. But why? He had loved her so deeply, enough to risk his own life. Yet he had suddenly divorced her. She did not know how long she stood there before she heard Jia-en's voice. What's wrong? Shouldn't you be happy, Sister Mi Kai? You've finally gotten rid of someone you do not love. Now, we can be together. As long as we have a child first. Both our families will surely agree. A sweet smile appeared on his face. He took Mi Kai's hand and led her back to the bed. Then he kissed her lips, wanting to continue what they had started. But Mi Kai abruptly shoved Jia-en away, grabbed her clothes, and rushed out the door. Lin Mo. She dressed in a panic, so flustered that she buttoned her clothes wrong. Yet after searching every room, she could not find any trace of Lin Mo. Only then did she realize that every belonging of his was gone. That meant his departure was not a sudden impulse. He had planned to leave her long ago. But why? Standing in the living room, she had never imagined Lin Mo would one day divorce her. Neither she nor anyone else had doubted that Lin Mo loved her to the core. How else could he have endured marrying her while Jia-en was still in her heart? He had married her simply to be with her. A complicated emotion she had never felt before surged through her heart. By then, Jia-en had also put on his pajamas and hurried after her. The moment she saw him, Mi Kai suddenly thought of something. She seized Jia-en by the shoulders. Lin Mo gave you the divorce papers? What did he say to you? Why did he divorce me? Where did he go? She shouted loudly, all her former gentleness gone. Pain throbbed faintly in Jia-en's shoulders. He looked at her in confusion. Lin Mo did give me the divorce papers, but he only said that you had no relationship anymore. That is why I came here. What are you trying to do, Sister Mi Kai? Why are you so worked up over Lin Mo? You're hurting me. His brows drew together, startling Mi Kai. She let go, but did not know where to put her hands. That was right. Why was she so upset? She clearly did not love Lin Mo. Even what she had planned for tonight was only meant to compensate Jia-en. Now Lin Mo had left on his own. If she only continued and had a child with Jia-en, then no matter how their families opposed them, they could never be separated again. But faced with Jia-en's hopeful expression, Mi Kai felt no desire at all. She was silent for a long moment. Then she pushed him away. I'm sorry, Jia-en. I'm not in the mood right now. You should get some rest first. The smile slowly faded from Jia-en's face. Is it because of Lin Mo? Mi Kai did not know what to say. She remained silent, but that reaction only confirmed Jia-en's suspicions. He looked at her hurt. Sister Mi Kai, have you fallen in love with Lin Mo? How could that be? She denied it instinctively. How could she possibly fall in love with Lin Mo? You're the only one in my heart. Lin Mo suddenly divorced me. I need time to process this. She tried to explain. If you don't love him, why are you rejecting me now? If we have a child, no one can separate us again. This is our best chance, Sister Mi Kai. Jian pressed her relentlessly. His eyes reddened, as if he might cry at any moment. Seeing him like this, Mikai could not bear it. She knew Jian was not wrong, but her heart would not settle. She had no desire for that kind of thing. After several seconds of silent standoff, Mikai stepped around him and headed out. Jian, wait until I sort this out. Then I'll come back to you. I won't let us be apart forever. With that, she walked straight out. At some point, it had begun to rain outside. Rain hammered loudly against the windows, but Mikai did not even turn back for an umbrella. She charged straight into the downpour. She went to the Mi family home first. After learning Lin Mo had not been there, she went to the train station. Because of the rain, many trains had been delayed. Mikai checked them one by one, asking the staff for passenger lists. She kept running through the rain. Even she did not know what any of this meant, but instinctively, she did not want Lin Mo to leave. As long as she could bring him back, she could give him more of her attention from now on. That would not be impossible, as long as he came back. At last, she found a train with a passenger named Lin Mo on its ticket list. Mikai was overjoyed, but the next second, the staff member shook his head. That train had not been delayed. It had left long ago. Mikai's face went pale. She had still been one step too late, and the next train to the same destination would not leave for another 3 days. No matter how desperate she was now, she could not follow the trail of that name and chase after him. Mikai thanked the helpful staff member hoarsely. By then, the rain was falling even harder. She had no thought of taking shelter. She simply walked home through it. Back at the house, Jian had sulkily returned to the guest room, but Mikai did not notice his feelings at all. She came to Lin Mo's room. Before, whether it was their parents or Lin Mo, they had all mentioned sharing a bed, but she would always calmly say she was busy with work. Sometimes she came home late and did not want to disturb him. She used that excuse to refuse again and again. Tonight was her first time entering Lin Mo's room, yet it was utterly empty. It was as if he had never lived there all these years. Otherwise, how could there be nothing left? Even the things she had once given him were nowhere to be found. She sat blankly by the bed. She kept vigil there all night, but never saw Lin Mo suddenly return. All night, the house was deathly quiet, as though she were the only one left. When Jian woke the next day, he went downstairs for breakfast. Seeing the empty dining table, he remembered that Lin Mo was gone. Lin Mo had cooked every day before. Jian had planned to buy breakfast outside, but then remembered Mikai was home. And what had happened last night? He went into the kitchen himself. He fried eggs, cooked porridge, and set out some side dishes. Jian carried it to the table, then went to call Mikai, but she came downstairs on her own. Jian paused in surprise, then quickly smiled. Sister Mikai, I made breakfast. Come try it. Okay. After staying up all night, Mikai's voice was still hoarse, but none of last night's hesitation remained. Jian was the one she truly loved. Lin Mo was gone, and so be it. She walked over to Jian and gently hugged him. Thanks for going to all this trouble, Jian. Seeing her mood had returned to normal, Jian was overjoyed. He quickly brought all the food over. He happily watched her finish. Though it was just a light breakfast, even a simple breakfast tasted sweeter than newlywed bliss after their brief separation. Mikai put on her coat and went to work at the military base. She worked diligently all morning, until nearly noon. A colleague suddenly said, "Her husband should be here soon, right? He used to bring lunch at this time every day. I wonder what delicious food he made today." Exactly. If I had a husband like him, I would wake up smiling every day. Too bad he only has eyes for Sister Mikai. He even took care of her old flame. That man loved her to his very core. Whether they were envious or jealous, their words made Mikai's chest tighten again. Before she could speak, she heard a cry of surprise. Someone's here. Quick, see if it's her husband. Mikai's heart stirred. Could it be Lin Mo? But when the figure drew closer, even Mikai did not realize her own disappointment. The one standing before her was not Lin Mo, but Jian. She forced a smile. Jian, why are you here? Jian had deliberately come to the military base, so everyone would know about him and Mikai. He took a lunchbox from his bag and handed it over. Of course, I came to bring you lunch. You are divorced from Lin Mo now. From now on, I will take care of you, Sister Mikai. Then he took out another container. It was filled with snacks. Smiling, Jian offered them to the others. I made these myself. Please, have some. Since they all worked at the same military base, They could not embarrass Mikai by refusing. Everyone took a little, but the way they looked at Mikai had changed. Everyone knew Lin Mo loved her. Now they were divorced, so people were bound to speculate. Mikai's face darkened. She held back her anger. Only after Jia left did the others begin whispering. Lin Mo actually divorced Mikai. How could Mikai let him go? He devoted himself to caring for her all these years. Now she threw him aside for her old flame. Mikai really is heartless. Hey, keep your voices down. Well, Mikai never loved him. I wonder where Lin Mo went. It would be great if he fell for me. I do not have an old flame in my heart. They giggled and joked, occasionally casting Mikai strange looks. Before this, no matter what happened, Mikai had never imagined this would be the reason for their divorce. No matter the reason, if there was discord in a family, someone in her position would face criticism. She had never intended to make the divorce public. Yet on the very first day, the whole military base already knew. The moment she returned home that evening, she tiredly stopped Jian. Jian, what exactly were you doing today? Do you not know someone in my position has to be careful about this? Jian was still preparing dinner. He froze at Mikai's words. Then he chuckled. I wanted everyone to know about us. You were married before, so it was not appropriate to say anything. But you are divorced now, and we are going to be together. What is wrong with that? Mikai clenched her fists. Do you know what they are saying about me? They say I dumped Lin Mo for you. Rumors like that could seriously damage my promotion prospects. Do not come tomorrow. Just wait until this blows over. Jian wanted to say something, but held it back. He brought the food to the table. Alright, let us eat first. Mikai sat down and looked over the table. When Lin Mo cooked before, he made something different every day. He never cut corners. He even tailored meals to everyone's taste. Now, looking at what Xia had served, Mikai's hand froze for several seconds before she picked up her chopsticks. The meal was completely tasteless to her. Mikai rubbed her brow. Just as she was about to rest, Jian grabbed her. Sister Mikai, let us sleep together tonight. He looked delighted, but clearly had more than sleep on his mind. Mikai shook her head. I am exhausted. We should sleep separately. With that, she went straight to her room. She did not notice Xian's stunned expression. After shutting the door, Mikai sat on the edge of her bed. She had not lied to Xian. After handling matters at the military base today, she truly was exhausted. But at the same time, she took a train ticket from her pocket. It was for 2 days later. When she passed the station today, she had inexplicably gone inside and bought a ticket to Lin Mo's destination. What was she doing? Was she really going to find him? She gazed at the ticket for a long time, wanting to tear it up. But in the end, she put it back in her pocket. When she woke on the 3rd day, she took leave and brought Xia to the Mi family home. Mr. and Mrs. Mi did not yet know that she and Lin Mo were divorced. When the door opened, Mrs. Mi's smile froze. Why is he here? Where is Lin Mo? Mrs. Mi's tone turned distant. Mikai explained that she had divorced Lin Mo and that she wanted to be with Xia. Mrs. Mi showed no expression throughout. Only after Xia returned to his family home did Mrs. Mi look at her daughter with conflicted eyes. Mikai, it is not that I insist on stopping you two. It is just that all these years, we have seen how Lin Mo treated you. We all witnessed it. You have only just divorced Lin Mo, and already you want to bring Xia home. Even if his family agrees, what will become of our family's reputation? How could Mikai not have considered that? But she wanted it settled quickly as possible, as if making things official with Xia sooner would let her leave all that unease and panic behind. Mrs. Mi sighed and continued, you know too, Xia is no match for Lin Mo. How could he take proper care of you? Mikai, think this through. Do not act on impulse. After saying that, Mrs. Mi told Mikai to think it over before deciding. Before she left, she also told her, whether you end up with Lin Mo or Xia, the Mi family will support you. Mikai was deeply moved. After she returned home, there was still no word from the Xia family. Mikai was about to rest when she remembered something. She reached into her pocket. The ticket inside was for a train leaving tomorrow. Was she really going? Looking at the ticket to another city, there were fewer than 20 hours before departure. Mikai took a deep breath and pushed the matter aside for now. After she woke, word from the Xia family arrived. Their position had not changed. Mikai now held to higher rank. She could easily be assigned life or death missions. As a soldier, she could not refuse. What if something happened to her someday? What would Jia do? Would he have to wait forever? The Jia family only wanted their son to marry an ordinary, dependable woman. Mikai had expected the Jia family to react this way. She was about to go there to tell them that she and Jia might already have conceived a child. But she could not reach Jia at all. Not only were her messages unanswered, his phone was unreachable too. Remembering how the Jia family had forced Jia on blind dates before, Mikai rushed to the Jia family home without a second thought. Just as she expected, the Jia family had confined Jia at home and demanded he choose a blind date. Jia-un's eyes brimmed with tears. Mom, Dad, why? Why will you not let me be with the person I truly love? So what if Mikai could face danger? As long as I can be with her, I am not afraid of anything. Mr. Jia looked at him in bitter disappointment. Do you truly think your mother and I do not know what you have done? Before Lin Mo left, if you wanted to cling to Mikai, so be it. It did not matter much. But now Lin Mo has left, and you are still chasing after her. Are you trying to disgrace the entire Jia family? Jia-un's voice weakened, and his face turned even paler. What have I done? Mr. Jia shot him an irritated look. Now go on those blind dates and behave yourself. Outside the door, Mikai stopped in her tracks. What had Jia done? Instinctively, she knew it was not as simple as it seemed. She did not go in right away. Instead, she remembered something and returned home. She was a soldier. Having surveillance cameras at home was only natural. But when she pulled up the old footage, she froze. She never imagined that Jia, who had always seemed so frail and obedient, had framed Lin Mo. The footage showed what happened the last time they were cooking, revealing the truth beyond all doubt. Lin Mo had not deliberately pushed him. Jia had fallen on purpose and blamed Lin Mo. There was also footage of Jia threatening Lin Mo. Every revelation left Mikai shaken to the core. She never expected the truth to be this. All along, she had misunderstood Lin Mo. No wonder he had been so heartbroken. No wonder he kept insisting he had done nothing wrong. The expression on his face that day flashed vividly through her mind. It was as if the Lin Mo from that memory were looking straight at her, asking why she had learned the truth only now. For a moment, it felt as if she stopped breathing. Countless memories came crashing over her. His tireless devotion through all the years he loved her. His love for her. How he had risked his life to find their photograph together. Every time he looked at her, love shone in his eyes. It was Lin Mo. The Lin Mo she had always overlooked. Mikai abruptly pulled the ticket from her pocket. There were 5 hours left. She still had time to bring Lin Mo back. Just as Mikai was about to head straight for the station, a call came in. Jia-un's joyful voice came through. Sister Mikai, my parents finally approve of us. Mikai's brows drew tightly together. They agreed. That is right. I told them. You are already pregnant with my child. After that, we only need to make it true. Jia-un sounded thrilled and hopeful. It made Mikai feel sick. She gave a cold laugh. But I do not want to be with you anymore. Jia-un, we are through. There was stunned silence for several seconds. Then came an incredulous voice. Why? Sister Mikai, why do you not want to be with me anymore? Had we not agreed on this? Why? Mikai cut Jia-un off. You have some nerve asking that. Lin Mo was so good to you. He took care of you at every turn. Yet you slandered him right in front of me and got him punished. I never realized you were this kind of person. No. It is not like that. Sister Mikai, please let me explain. Jia-un spoke in a panic. Mikai had no interest in hearing him out. She hung up. First, she rushed to her parents' home and explained what she was about to do. The train left in 3 hours. She was ready to go find Lin Mo. Just as she was about to leave, Jia-un blocked the doorway. He stood before Mikai, his face streaked with tears. Sister Mikai, please listen to me. What I did to Lin Mo, I only did because I love you too much. I was afraid you would fall in love with him. You were married. If you truly fell for him, what right would I have to pursue you? Now, whenever Mikai saw his face, she remembered how he had made things difficult for Lin Mo at home. Her stomach churned with revulsion. Move. I am going to find Lin Mo. She shoved him away without mercy. To her surprise, Jia-un's expression shifted from shock to madness. You are going to find Lin Mo. Have you really fallen in love with him? Sister Mikai, answer me. Are you in love with him? He has nothing to do with you now. There is no one else either. Please, tell me the truth. Seeing him plead like this, Mikai smiled faintly. You are right. I have fallen in love with Lin Mo. And now, I am going to win him back. How can you do this? What am I supposed to do? Sister Mikai, I have loved you for so long. Have you not always said that I was the one you loved? Why do you suddenly love Lin Mo? Unable to accept it, Jian shouted. He stubbornly blocked Mikai's way, refusing to let her leave. Tears covered his pitiful face. You are lying to me, right? I know what I did was wrong. From now on, I will listen to you. I will listen to you about everything. My parents have already agreed to let us be together. Sister Mikai, are you really going to give up like this? What does Lin Mo have that I do not? Mikai glanced at her watch. Only 1 hour remained after all the delays. She truly did not want to keep arguing with Jian. If she missed this train, the next one would not leave for another 3 days. Besides, she had nothing left to say to Jian. He had done something so vile, yet still expected forgiveness. Had she not uncovered the truth, she would probably be foolishly following the Jia family now, discussing wedding plans, and losing Lin Mo forever. At that thought, Mikai's face grew colder. I am not lying to you. I have been married to Lin Mo for 3 years. Somewhere along the way, I fell in love with him. I just never realized it. If it were not for you, I might truly have lost him. Do you understand me now? As for how you framed Lin Mo, I do not have time to deal with that right now. When Lin Mo comes back, I will make you apologize to him. With that, she ignored Jian's attempts to stop her, and pushed past him toward the station. When she finally reached the station, she caught the train just in time. Her destination was Nanchang. It was only a few hours away. Mikai could not sit still. Lin Mo had only been gone for 3 days. Yet they had felt as long as 3 years. Only at a time like this did Mikai realize that Lin Mo had long become an inseparable part of every detail of her life. Why had she never realized it? Was it because his devotion had seemed so natural, or because he had never asked for anything in return? As long as he could stay by her side, he was content. She questioned herself. How could she realize her feelings so late? But thankfully, she still had a chance to win me back. Thinking she would see me again soon, Mikai's heart raced wildly. This time, she would give me a real marriage. No more sleeping in separate rooms, or getting pregnant just to make it up to me, or letting an old flame come between us and humiliate me as a service member's spouse. I would see for myself that she loved me just as much, if not more. Mikai's lips curved into a smile. She would be there soon. Following the address Old Cheng gave me, I arrived at Nanchang Military District Hospital. I heard Shen Yue had awakened, and I could not contain my excitement. The closer I got to the hospital, the harder my heart pounded. I knocked on the ward door. A cool voice called from inside, "Come in." It was Shen Yue's voice, though I had not seen her yet. Just hearing that familiar yet strange voice made my eyes well with tears. I steadied my emotions and pushed the door open. Sunlight spilled over the hospital bed. Shen Yue sat there, reading a newspaper. She looked up at me. "Can I help you?" That cool voice seemed to take me back in time. I froze for a moment. Do you not recognize me? I am Lin Mo." My voice trembled. The woman on the bed shook her head and offered an apologetic smile. "I am sorry. The doctor said the blood pooled in my head has not cleared. I have temporary amnesia, so I cannot remember anything from before. But everyone said someone very important would visit me in the next few days. Is that you?" Shen Yue smiled at me. She was so familiar, yet I could hardly believe it. I had waited for her so long. I found someone who looked exactly like her, to give myself a reason to keep living. Then I learned she was alive, and rushed desperately to her side. Yet she had lost her memory. She could no longer remember our past. Tears slipped down my face, startling Shen Yue. She came over to me and wiped the tears from my cheeks with her fingers. "So, you must be the person they meant. I am truly sorry, but the doctor said it is only temporary. Would you wait for me a while? I should get better soon." I quickly wiped my tears and forced a smile. "I will wait for you. I have already waited so long. As long as you are alive, that is enough." For some reason, many people had visited before, but Shen Yue had felt nothing for any of them. Only this man affected her. His tears scorched her heart. It was as if something inside her told her not to let the man before her cry. But whenever she tried to remember more, a headache inevitably struck, and she could remember nothing. All she could do was comfort me and tell me she would recover soon. Afterward, Shen Yue and I returned to the military housing compound. Shen Yue had been on a dangerous mission. She had since been promoted another rank, but she could not remember anything, so she was placed on extended leave. Before leaving, I quietly asked the doctor, what exactly was wrong with Shen Yue? The doctor said her amnesia might be temporary, or it might last a lifetime. There was no way to know. Sometimes, revisiting past experiences can stimulate the brain. He suggested she give it a try. So I stayed with her through the treatment. I often told her about our past. Whenever I recalled those distant memories, a nostalgic smile came to my face. My time with Shen Yue had been the happiest period of my life. Even though she had lost her memories, as long as I knew she was alive and might regain them, I felt that everything I had done had not been in vain. Even if she could never recover her old memories, I could start over with Shen Yue. But I had not enjoyed that peaceful life for long. Before an uninvited guest came to Nanchang, I received a call from Nanchang Military District Hospital. The nurse sounded flustered. Hello, is this Mr. Lin? Someone here is making a scene, demanding to see you. She is a regiment commander. So, we think it may be important. Please come as soon as you can. The moment I heard regiment commander, I knew who it must be. I quietly agreed and prepared to change clothes and head out. Shen Yue took my hand. Lin Mo, where are you going? Over the past few days, Shen Yue had grown very dependent on me. Her face was identical to Mikai's, but their personalities were worlds apart. Shen Yue never forcefully made decisions for me. Even when she saw me painstakingly prepare a table full of dishes, she only worried that I had exhausted myself. I could not help smiling as I reassured her. I am handling something at the hospital. I will be back soon. I arrived at the hospital. Sure enough, Mikai was waiting for me. When she saw me, Mikai's eyes lit up. She hurried over eagerly. Lin Mo, why are you in Nanchang? I did not answer her. Instead, I asked, did you not see the divorce papers I left behind? We have nothing to do with each other now. Where I go is none of your business. Hearing such cold words, Mikai froze. In her memory, I had always been gentle with her, obedient and compliant in everything. This was the first time I had ever defied her. Her brows drew together slightly. Lin Mo, I know you are angry. Jian framed you before, but I have uncovered the truth. And while you were gone, I realized that I had fallen in love with you long ago. Lin Mo, come back with me. Let us pretend the divorce never happened. We can remarry. I will explain everything clearly. This time, I will not have an ambiguous relationship with Jian. Let us live a good life together. As she spoke, a faint smile touched her lips, and her brow relaxed. It was as if she had already pictured our future together. The sight left me momentarily dazed, because Mikai's face looked so much like Shen Yue's. But now, I no longer had to force myself to stay with Mikai because of that face. The woman I truly loved had returned. I stepped back distantly. I am sorry. Whatever you plan to do from now on, I will not remarry you. I already have the person I truly love. Mikai's expression changed slightly. The person you truly love. Lin Mo, what are you saying? What do you mean? The person you truly love. Have I not always been the one you loved? Just as I was about to explain, a voice came from behind me. Lin Mo, are you all right? I turned around, and Mikai saw the familiar love in my eyes. Why are you here? My voice was sweet. I brought you some clothes. It is a little cold outside. As she spoke, the woman draped a coat over my shoulders. Then she looked up at Mikai in surprise. I cannot believe there is someone in the world who looks so much like me. That was right. The woman was Shen Yue. When Mikai first saw her, though she was surprised, she quickly understood why. She assumed I could not win her love. So I found someone who looked exactly like her as a stand-in. She laughed in disbelief. Lin Mo, what are you doing? No matter how much she resembles me, she could never love you the way I do. I know I made mistakes in the past. Come back with me. I will make it up to you. Shen Yue stood beside me, her face equally full of confusion. Only I looked at Mikai mockingly. How could someone be so confident? What if I told you that you are the replacement? Mikai, I have never loved you. The moment I finished, Mikai cut me off. Impossible. Lin Mo, stop this. I know you love me. You do not need someone identical to me to fool me. She stepped forward, reaching for my wrist, to drag me back by force. But I pulled free from her. If you do not believe me, go ask at the hospital. There was not a hint of hesitation on my face. Ignoring Mikai's disbelieving look, I left with Shen Yue. After we left, Mikai walked straight into the hospital. A nurse cried out in surprise. Miss Shen, why are you back again? Shen, so her surname was Shen. thinking of that face identical to her own, and the tender love I showed Shen Yue. Mikai's heart throbbed with countless tiny stabs of pain. Her eyes turned sharp as she glared at the nurse who had spoken. What is her name? Give me her file. I am a regiment commander from Biking Military District. When the nurse saw her identification, she immediately realized she had mistaken her for someone else. She hurriedly brought out the relevant records. Mikai read through them page by page, the pain in her heart growing deeper. Shen Yue was a regiment commander in Nanshang Military District, with a rank equal to Mikai's. 3 years ago, she had been presumed dead during a mission. Not even her body had been found, because her mission was classified. The matter had never been made public. Then, not long ago, the injured Shen Yue had been found. But the bad news was, she had struck her head, leaving blood clots in her brain. That was why she lost her memory. She might never recover it. And 3 days ago, when I left, I came here and took responsibility for caring for Shen Yue. This was enough to prove that Shen Yue was not the replacement Mikai imagined, but someone who had known me all along. Together with the date from 3 years ago in the file, it showed that I had married Mikai 3 years ago. An overwhelming sense of absurdity swept over her, leaving Mikai unable to believe that all of it was true. When I married Mikai in the beginning, it was not because I loved her, but because of her face. All those years of my obedience were not because I wanted to stay by her side, but because I wanted to stay by Shen Yue's side. Now that Shen Yue had returned, I had left Mikai without hesitation. Mikai laughed bitterly at herself. She had thought I loved her so deeply that I could never break free. It turned out it had all been a lie. Just then, someone brought over another photograph. Commander Me, this is an old photograph of Commander Shen Yue. Mikai reached out and took it. Then she began to tremble. This photograph was exactly the same as the photograph inside Lin Mo's pendant. The person in that photograph was not Mikai either. It was Shen Yue. The person Lin Mo had risked his life for was not Mikai. It was Shen Yue. It had always been Shen Yue. Mikai suddenly felt dizzy. It was as if the world had turned upside down before her eyes. How could this be? How could Lin Mo possibly not love me? How could the person Lin Mo loved be someone else? Her fingers gripped the edge of the photograph tightly, as if trying to find such a memory, to prove that the woman in it was herself. But after a long while, she had to admit that she had never taken such a photograph with me. One where I smiled so happily, while she smiled with such carefree joy. She lowered the photograph dejectedly, but she would not give up so easily. Even if she was not the one I loved, Mikai refused to believe that over those 3 years, I had felt nothing for her. Shen Yue had lost her memory now, unable to remember the past. They were merely starting over. Mikai made up her mind. No matter the cost, she would find me. She would prove that her love belonged to me alone. She had changed. She would not be like before. As long as I gave her one chance, she would give everything to make it up to me. Meanwhile, because of her amnesia, I had never explained to Shen Yue what had happened to me during those 3 years. Now that Shen Yue had met Mikai, she was bound to have doubts. After we returned home, I told Shen Yue everything that had happened. How I heard news of her death, and was utterly devastated. How I discovered Mikai had a face identical to hers, and found the will to live again. How I endured 3 years of misery with Mikai. How I tried to save our photograph from my necklace, and nearly lost my life. And how, after learning she was safe, I firmly chose divorce, and came to her side. Every part of it left Shen Yue stunned. She saw the pain in my eyes, and reached up to stroke my cheek. Do not be sad. I will stay with you from now on. Nothing bad will happen again. Hearing that achingly familiar tone, have you recovered your memories? You. She smiled and shook her head. But as she looked at me, even though I have not recovered my memories, I feel that being loved by you is an incredibly happy thing, whether in the past or now. So even if I cannot remember the past, I will always stay by your side. Lin Mo. I was overwhelmed with emotion, and pulled her into a tight embrace. Over the next few days, Mikai did not come again. I thought she had probably given up. I began taking Shen Yue to every place we had once visited together. We had grown up together. I took her to the park. We often played here as children. I pointed to the swing. I used to sit here, and you would push me so high. But when it was your turn to sit on it, I could never push you. You would always say I was too weak, then share your snacks with me. What you did not know was, I just wanted my turn on the swing sooner. So I said I could not push you. My cheeks flushed slightly. I looked fondly at the swing from over a decade ago. Shen Yue walked over, gesturing for me to sit down. My face reddened further. Is that really appropriate? I am grown up now. We are both adults. How can we still play with children's toys? Though I said that, I still went over and sat down. The swing creaked, as if it were scolding me. The moment it creaked, Shen Yue pushed me high from behind. Caught off guard, I grabbed both ropes. I felt my hair flying with me. I had not ridden a swing in ages, and Shen Yue was pushing me so high that my heart rose and fell with it. It felt as though I had returned to childhood, to those carefree days. I cried out happily. So high. I am scared, Shen Yue. The woman behind me chuckled softly. Do not be afraid, Lin Mo. If anything really happens, I will protect you. Then we went to the high school we had attended. An elderly teacher froze when he saw us. Lin Mo, and you? What brings you back to school? I walked over. We came back for a visit, sir. Shen Yue's identity was classified, and most people could not know about her amnesia, so I gave him a brief excuse. Fortunately, we had not been back in a long time, so the old teacher was not suspicious. Instead, he happily kept us talking. How long has it been since you came back? I remember how mischievous you were in school. You were always dragging Lin Mo out to skip class. Lin Mo was such a good student, and you led him astray. Still, you both got into the universities you wanted. But, are you just still together? Did you come back especially to give this old man a wedding invitation? The teacher laughed heartily, making me blush with embarrassment. Shen Yue and I had been wild in high school. By then, nearly the whole school knew we were together. No one objected either. But later, that happened, and we never even got married. Our relationship was never made official. But Shen Yue still had amnesia. How could she answer such a question? I was just about to brush it off when Shen Yue began chatting with the teacher. She did not seem like someone who had lost her memory. We were young and foolish then. We were bound to do plenty of silly things. Thank you for putting up with us, sir. As for Lin Mo and me, we have not decided when to get married yet. Once we do, we will definitely send you an invitation. She took my hand and raised it, waving it before the teacher. The teacher seemed to have much to say, but in the end, he only smiled. Good, as long as you are happy. Out of all my students, you two were the ones I believed in most. Be sure to let me know when you get married. Shen Yue agreed with a smile. That only made me more uneasy. Only after we finished talking and left the school did I ask her about it. Why did you say that to him? What if you never recover your memories? Shen Yue smiled. What if I do not recover them? What we have now is already wonderful. Or, Lin Mo, do you think we will not get married? Her smile was warm, touching the softest place in my heart. Marrying Shen Yue was everything I had ever dreamed of. How could I not want that? But, I was just afraid. I did not voice my worries. I nodded, and we headed to our next stop. After high school, we had both gotten into the same university. The campus had since been renovated, with hardly a trace of how it used to look. Yet many things inside remained unchanged. I carefully showed her around. We studied together in the library, and ate together in the cafeteria. Once we were in college, we no longer had to hide that we were lovers. We could openly do so many things, like walk around campus hand in hand. Shen Yue would always walk me to the entrance of my dorm. Nearby, countless couples clung to each other, reluctant to part. I was too shy to do that in public, so I hurried toward the stairs. But Shen Yue caught me and suddenly kissed me. That was our first kiss. I walked to the entrance of the men's dormitory. Even now, I remember how it felt, and how I felt. Shen Yue's earnest expression seemed capable of melting me, leaving me unable to refuse. All I could do was accept it. Several couples downstairs were doing the same thing then. They did not notice anyone else at all. As I spoke of this, a soft, happy smile touched my face. I looked wistfully at the spot beneath the tree. Just as I turned to leave for our next stop, Shen Yue grabbed me. Before I could react, she leaned in, her face filling my vision. Then warmth touched my lips. Lin Mo, this is our first kiss too. Her voice was low. In that instant, I felt as if I had gone back in time. The past and present overlapped. It proved that even with her amnesia, Shen Yue had not changed at all. Tears suddenly spilled from my eyes, as if I had held them back for far too long. I clutched her tightly, and returned her kiss with even greater fervor, as if I could release all the pain of those years. Sobbing, I bit her lip. Shen Yue, you are so cruel. Why did you leave me alone for so long? Why did you return after 3 years with amnesia? Why can you not remember me? I waited for you for so long. I finally found you again. Shen Yue. I spoke in broken sobs. All my former composure gone. Shen Yue suppressed her heartache and unease, holding me tightly in her arms, comforting me again and again. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. I am back now. You do not have to be afraid anymore, Lin Mo. We stayed together downstairs for a long time. By the end, my eyes were red from crying. Before I finally calmed down, neither of us mentioned what had just happened, but our fingers intertwined as we strolled through campus. Then it suddenly began to rain. Neither of us had an umbrella. I was about to suggest buying one at the store, but Shen Yue took my hand and ran. Rain streamed over my cheeks, icy cold. I could not help squeezing her hand tighter. Why are we running? I shouted. We could just buy an umbrella. Shen Yue's voice was full of laughter. It just feels perfect for running in the rain. Is that not romantic? She looked back, her smiling eyes flashing before me. She was my Shen Yue. So I laughed loudly in the rain too. We ran without a care, with no destination at all. But if it was Shen Yue, then no matter where, I would willingly go with her, even to the ends of the earth, even somewhere from which we could never return. As long as Shen Yue was there, that would be enough. We ran through the rain for a long time, and somehow ran all the way back home. I stood with my hands on my hips, gasping for air. I was soaked from head to toe. Shen Yue was no better off, drenched like a drowned rat. But when we looked at each other, we both felt nothing but happiness and romance. Shen Yue took out a dry towel and dried my hair. She whispered in my ear, "Was that not romantic?" Laughing, I gave her a playful swat. "We are soaked through." Shen Yue pretended it hurt terribly, as we playfully bickered. Somehow, Shen Yue wrapped her arms around my waist. We stood incredibly close, close enough to feel each other's breath. Facing Shen Yue's earnest expression, I froze in place. I could not think of anything. She curled her lips into a smile, her eyes soft with tenderness. Did we ever do something like this before? Yes, of course we did. This was far from the only silly thing we did. We did more than get caught in the rain together. We rode bikes together too. You would give me a ride, and we would race freely beneath the sun. My throat was dry and hoarse. I could not speak. Smiling, Shen Yue kissed my Adam's apple. Since we did the same things before, there is nothing to fear. Because even with amnesia, I have fallen for you all over again. Lin Mo. I shuddered. Her words left me completely stunned. Before I could say anything, her kiss came for me again. This time, her kiss consumed my lips, leaving me unable to breathe. Soon, we were in bed, making love tenderly through the night. When I woke the next day, my whole body ached. For once, I had slept in. I got out of bed to look for Shen Yue, and found her in the kitchen. At first, I did all the cooking and cleaning at home, handling every little thing. When I was with Mikai, I had grown used to it. But in Shen Yue's home, I only did it once. Shen Yue frowned and told me to stop doing those things. She said she had not asked me to move in just to be her housekeeper. After that, whether it was cooking or housework, Shen Yue took care of it all. Sometimes I would help, but otherwise, I would watch Shen Yue busy herself in the kitchen. Scenes like this always reminded me of the past. Shen Yue had once told me the same thing. If we got married, I would not have to do anything. I only needed to do what I loved. She would handle all the housework. Now Shen Yue had fulfilled that promise. After watching for a while, I went to wash up. When I sat down, Shen Yue had breakfast ready. We ate together, then planned to go to the hospital for a follow-up. Over this time, whenever I mentioned the past, Shen Yue could sometimes recall fragments of it. That was a good sign. Perhaps another hospital visit would give the doctor a way to clear the blood clot. After we went to the hospital for an examination, the doctor looked pleased. You have recovered very well lately. The blood clot has shrunk, and the area under pressure is smaller too. That is why you can remember some things. At this rate, within 2 years, even without outside stimulation, you can fully recover your memories. At this news, Shen Yue and I were both thrilled. We thanked the doctor and planned to revisit more places from our past. I counted on my fingers. There were still many places we had not visited. If we went to them all, maybe your memories would return faster. Shen Yue nodded along, her eyes full of affection for me. We walked out of the hospital, and I stopped short. The smile faded from my face. Lin Mo. Mikai stood there, her gaze burning. I will not give up. Can you give me one more chance? I know what happened. I do not care that you treated me as a substitute for 3 years. As long as you come back to me. I had thought Mikai had already given up. I never expected to see her again. My face darkened. I thought I had made myself clear before. There is someone I love deeply. But it is not you. Mikai clenched her fist. I know. But we were married for 3 years. How could you have felt nothing from me? And Shen Yue still has amnesia. She is not the woman you loved. She is just someone with amnesia now. Why will you not look at me again? Impatience crossed my face. I married Mikai because of that face. I endured so much after marriage because of that face too. Now I no longer need to look at that face to keep my suicidal thoughts at bay. Why would Mikai not let go? My voice held no emotion. You ask if I felt anything for you after 3 years of marriage. Mikai, why do you not? Look at what you have done first. Your heart only ever had Jia in it. You never cared about me. How can I possibly feel anything for you? The only feeling I ever had for you was for the face identical to Shen Yue's. If not for that face, I would not even glance at you. Those blunt, cutting words pierced Mikai's heart. Her voice went hoarse. She looked at the man she had spent so many years with. She had prepared herself to win me back, only to receive such merciless words. She choked back a sob and gazed deeply at me. I do not believe you, Lin Mo. You must be lying to me. The way you treated me these past 3 years. I saw it all. I have driven Jia in away. From now on, I will fulfill my duties as your wife. I will never hurt you again. Would you really rather stay beside someone with amnesia? Anything she can do, I can do too. Her eyes reddened too. This woman, always so proud and untouchable, had reduced herself to this just to win me back. If anyone saw her, they would find it unbelievable. Even Mikai herself had never imagined it. At first, she thought that if she asked, I would return. Later, she thought an apology in compensation would soften my heart. But now, she felt she had to lay her heart bare before me. For me to believe her, Mikai stepped forward. With a whoosh, a truck came hurtling toward us. It was headed straight for me. Mikai's heart leaped into her throat. She looked toward the driver's seat and saw the driver had fallen asleep. Instinctively, she moved to save me. But Shen Yue reacted faster. She threw her arms around me, shielding me behind her, protecting me with her own body. The truck jolted on impact, waking the sleeping driver. He slammed on the brakes, but it was too late. Shen Yue and I were both dragged beneath the truck. A huge pool of blood spilled out. Mikai's pupils constricted. At the sight, her military training made her react quickly. She immediately called emergency services. The paramedics arrived quickly. They moved the truck and found Shen Yue still shielding me tightly. She was covered in blood and had fallen unconscious. Yet I had only minor injuries. When they pulled us free, I cried as if my heart had been torn apart. I had only just found Shen Yue. Why did this accident have to happen? I watched helplessly as Shen Yue was placed on a stretcher. At last, she looked at me and gave me a weak smile. Her lips moved feebly. I remember everything. After saying that, she closed her eyes. Once again, fate seemed cruelly twisted. I sobbed until I could barely breathe. I did not spare a glance for the injured Mikai. I hurried into the ambulance and gripped Shen Yue's hand tightly. The ambulance drove away. A nurse who had stayed behind noticed Mikai standing nearby. She kindly approached her. Ma'am, you seem to be injured too. Would you like to go to the hospital for an examination? Mikai seemed not to hear her. She stared blankly at the departing ambulance. Lin Mo truly had not looked at her even once, even though, while moving the truck, she had dislocated an arm. I had not noticed. My eyes held only Shen Yue. Only then did she finally understand. Her dry voice emerged from her throat. It is fine. I just need to rest for a while. She took one last look, then slowly headed back, clutching her aching arm. I truly did not want her anymore. That truth was like a needle piercing her heart, making every breath hurt. She had been wrong long ago. She walked slowly down the street, making her lonely way to the station. A station attendant came over. Hello. Ma'am, would you like to buy a ticket? Mikai nodded. 1 ticket to biking. On the earliest departure. The attendant quickly processed it, then casually looked up and asked, Are you going home, ma'am? Home. She shook her head. No, I just work there. Distraught, I followed the ambulance to the hospital. The driver was taken to the police station. But Shen Yue's surgery continued because of the blood clot already in her brain and the head trauma from this crash. Her condition was extremely dangerous. She could lose her vital signs at any moment. The surgery lasted 10 hours. I sat outside the operating room for all 10 hours. I did not sleep a wink, nor did I eat anything. My heart was consumed by Shen Yue. If anything happened to Shen Yue, then I would follow her in death. When the operating room light went out and the doors opened, I ran over at once. Doctor, how is she? Is she all right? The panic on my face was plain to see. My entire body was trembling. I had not even had time to wash the blood from my clothes. The doctor sighed in relief as well. The patient is doing all right. She is out of immediate danger now, but she will need observation for a few more days. Once she is fully stable, she can move to a regular ward. My body went limp, and I collapsed to the floor. I gasped as though spared from death. Thank goodness, thank goodness. She is out of danger. Shen Yue will be all right. Over the next few days, I stayed at the hospital with Shen Yue. On the third day, Shen Yue finally opened her eyes and regained consciousness. I was the first to rush to her side. Seeing how weak she looked, I cried again. Why did you save me? Do you know you nearly died? She was covered in bandages, looking especially bedraggled, but her smile had not changed. Of course, I could not bear for anything to happen to you. Lin Mo, did we not promise that I would protect you for life? I froze. Those were words we had once spoken. My eyes filled with tears. You got your memories back. Shen Yue nodded. Though weak, her voice was firm. The doctor said the crash completely cleared the blood clot in my brain, so I remembered everything. Thank you for staying with me. Lin Mo, without you, I could never have recovered. But for now, I will have to ask you to take care of me a little longer. She gave her usual forced smile. I did not know what to say. I laughed and cried at once. By some twist of fate, she had regained her memories. But that crash had been so dangerous. If I had to choose again, I would rather it had never happened. Shen Yue coughed a few times. The doctor immediately rushed over and told me that because her condition was so serious, she could not talk too much yet. She needed proper rest. I nodded. After that, I went to the hospital day after day to be with Shen Yue. Each time, I brought meals I had made for her recovery. Even the doctors praised how devoted we were to each other. I would always blush at that. Shen Yue only smiled and nodded, quietly tightening her fingers around mine. She spent 2 months in the hospital before her injuries fully healed. On the day she was discharged, Shen Yue said she had prepared a surprise for me, to thank me for taking care of her. I curiously asked what it was. Why so mysterious? Of course, Shen Yue would not tell me. A gift is supposed to be a mystery. Otherwise, what kind of gift would it be? Anyway, you'll find out soon enough. Alright, I'll trust you this once. I did not dwell on it. In my heart, as long as we could keep this quiet, ordinary life, that was the best gift of all. When we got home, Shen Yue took a cake from the refrigerator. My eyes lit up. I had been eating recovery meals with her all this time, and everything tasted bland to me too. I had long been craving sweets. I never expected Shen Yue to buy a cake. This is the gift. I hurried over eagerly. Shen Yue nodded. Yes. Want a bite? I picked up a pre-sliced piece of cake with my fork and took a bite. Then confusion and surprise filled my eyes. I spat something out. It was a ring. It lay quietly in my palm. I should have been the one to propose. I was completely at a loss. Shen Yue dropped to one knee. She took the ring from my palm, wiped off the frosting, and held it before me. Mr. Lin Mo, will you marry me? Will you fulfill the promise we once made together? I stared at her in disbelief, my eyes turning red. From the first day we got together, Shen Yue had always said she would marry me someday. After all these years, she was finally holding out a ring. My voice shook violently. I will. The next second, the silver ring was on my finger. Shen Yue held my hand and kissed the ring on my finger. Then it's a promise. From now on, you're mine. Lin Mo. We'll be together for the rest of our lives and never be apart again. As I looked at the woman I had known since childhood, her face drifted through my memories until it settled on who she was today. I could not describe how I felt. It was as if I had finally gotten what I truly wanted. The moment Shen Yue stood, I threw myself into her arms. 3 years, a full 3 years. I never thought my wish would come true one day. I sobbed so hard I could not speak. Shen Yue whispered a reminder in my ear. It's time to make a wish. The candles are already lit. If I could make a wish, I wish this moment could last forever. I looked at the flickering candles and gently